our three-time king. Glen Meece made it to the championship match by defeating Ron Bonnert and George Klein. We'll pick up our match with Glen Meece rolling in the 5th frame.
Glen Meece, right lane, wants to jump into the lead here with a strike.
Since you're so interested in limbs, are you going to go out on one and say he's going to double here? Get control of the match?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do. Not that gambling's legal, so this is not a wager by any means, but I think a little king on this ball would be a good foul. One little king for David. Okay, let's credit my account. Here's a little king for you, Glen Meece. It's going to trip the 4-pin. Little high, head pin goes straight back, 2-pin to the wall, whirlybird into the 4-pin into the channel, and Glen Meece says, this one just might be mine. This game is made out of frames, ladies and gentlemen. It's not an entire game. It's made by, you see that deep breath? That was a big shot. The adrenaline got flowing. The deep breath was to try to get everything back to normal so he can throw the same speed, the same ball, and get the reaction. Not the reaction he wanted to see, but not a bad shot.
A little bit weak. On that 10-pin, looked like the ball was going back instead of into the pocket.
Glen was on somewhat of a roll. I mean, he finished the last game strong, came into this one strong. So, Glen Meece still with the lead.
We have yet to have a dethroned champion. Jim Beckler's been there from the start and still is up to this match.
Again, taking no time, bringing that one out of the trenches.
There's a couple of philosophies on that, isn't there? And there's one where you just get up and go and don't even think about it.
Well, you know you have to stand. You know your wrist position, and in Glen's case, he throws the ball hard, so there's really not a lot to think about. You actually have, and we did this in a tip a couple of years ago, you actually have the width of the ball plus the width of the pin to make that spare. And when you can really analyze it, that's a lot of room to make a spare. There's really no excuse to miss any 1-pin spare except a mental meltdown.
Easy for you to say. Jim Beckler with that strike in the 5th is right back in this thing. Here he is in the 6th.
Oh, no. Oh, he gets a great break at the end of that rack. Take a look at it here. We're bowling on Brunswicks today, and traditionally the racks are a little slower. AMF lanes, the 7-pin would stay. Head pins go into the wall, comes over, leans on the 7, and takes it out, fortunately for Jim Beckler. And then
you may have taken it out anyway with that ball. He kicked that 10 right over there.
I had a thrill last week of watching my brother Russell Hoinke make the 7-10, and I have never seen it made ever, and it was just a true thrill.
That is something. How do you go about doing it?
Banked the 7-pin. It kind of went back into the corner. It came back out of the pit, out of the corner, deflected off, and just rolled straight across and hit that 10-pin so nice you couldn't have believed it.
So he just sort of hammered the 7 and took his chances,
exactly.
Which is about all you can do. Glen Meece up in the 6th.
Completely errant shot again. It seems like he's having one of those a game. And again, 19 years old. I'm not making excuses for anybody, but if you're going to have an error, it should be earlier in your career. It shouldn't be later on in life. Glen Meece has done a lot of things early on, but he's still got a lot of games left in him, a lot of titles to win. But he can't afford to make mental errors in a championship match. Take a look at the score, and we can see that Glen Meece is in control of this match, but not by much. 7 sticks separates the 2 competitors, and we've got 4 frames to fill.
So anybody's match at this point. Jim Beckler, of course, the 3-time king. Glen Meece looking to win it.
Again,
his first time.
His dad, excuse me for interrupting, but his dad right behind him there, giving that gum a workout. His dad has followed his career, has driven him all over the Midwest to support Glen in his pursuit of excellence. the pursuit of excellence pays off.
A lot of mixing on that ball, huh?
A lot of power, a lot of torque. Take a look at it here. He just goes for it. He does what he does so well, and that's strap the ball. Head pin goes to the left-hand wall, comes a whirly bird around. Look at that. There's 4 or 5 pins on the deck looking for something to roll into.
Beckler up in the 7th. Answers the call. You know, this guy doesn't get flustered. I mean, he had the 7-10 standing where the pin fell, no reaction. He is a cool, cool customer.
Definitely so, and the lead has not changed. The deficit's still 7 pins. Jim 7 behind. Glen Meece, both players with strikes working in the 7th frame.
Never fails to amaze me, Jim Beckler's style of bowling. How he can come out of the ball so good with an arm swing that's just very unorthodox.
Exactly right, Jen. And you know, I've had people physically stop me in restaurants the last couple of weeks say, how does that guy do that? You know, you're not supposed to do that. And I said, well, the one thing about bowling is you can do anything you want as long as you do it the same way every time.
Exactly.
Jim Beckler is a very unorthodox follow-through, but it's unorthodox each and every time, and he has made adjustments in his game because of it. Much like, I mean, the Joe Morgan, you know, the wing flap thing, you know?
Hey, if it works for you, do it.
Bingo, go for it. Without capitalizing on the strike there, Jim Beckler has opened up the door for Glen Meece now. Championship match, the man's looking at his first big title ever. Is he going to make a good shot? Let's watch.
Come on.
Bury it. My, oh my, that was a good shot.
He may have come on, baby, he says. Let's look at this replay. He may have written his own epitaph for future years when you got to have one and you throw it this good.
Wow.
You've got some blue blood in you, buddy.
Very impressive.
You've got some blue blood in you. Now, it comes down to the 9th and always one of the most, if not the most critical frames. Glen Meece with a strike in the 9th frame could just strictly put the hammer right on Jim Beckler and take control of his destiny. If he throws as good a shot here as he threw in the 8th frame, Glen Meece could be the first guy to take him down. Let's watch. Much too tentative.
Bad count on a double, excuse me.
Yeah, well, no, you're right, Jan. Bad count on a double. Much too tentative of a shot. Tried to place the shot rather than roll it. Leaves the 2, 4, 5, 8, the bucket, as you like to call it, Big G.
I've left a few of those in my time.
I've heard you drank a few of those in your time.
Let's not talk about that now.
Of course, it was Little Kings, though, so that was okay.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, as in control of this match as he was a frame ago, now he has left it wide open.
Again, the inexperienced player, not having been in this position that often, makes a tentative shot in the 9th frame, a critical frame, and Jim Beckler now sees the whole lane. The pocket gets so much wider for you right now.
Boy, he was right in it there, too. This guy is unreal, how cool he is.
He now has a pin lead and a strike up in the all-important 9th frame.
My, oh my, how quickly it can turn.
The proverbial worm
Yes.
has turned. Jim Beckler with a strike in the 10th and 11th frame. And we are out of here.
But not too soon.
Don't go away. The pin count not important in this particular situation because Jim Beckler was on a strike in the 9th frame. He'll shoot cross lane, flatten the ball out, shooting the 4-7. Makes it on the outside. Now pin count becomes very critical. As you alluded to, Jen, a 1-pin match. Advantage, Jim Beckler.
Jim will finish with a 199 if he gets them all here. Meanwhile, Glen Meece can still go out with a 208.
Could go out with a 208, but pin count, very, very important. 9 or better.
How about all of them?
Better.
Better. 10 is always better.
That
Now,
will force Glen to double.
exactly right. Now, listen, we said it before. We put the hammer on him before. He answered in the 8th frame. Did not make a good shot in the 9th frame. Too tentative. The young man has got to remember why he's good. He's checking the rack. Good point. Doesn't like the pin placement. You're allowed to sweep one off if you don't, if you're not really quite comfortable with where they're at.
How many times can you do that?
Depends on depends on the tournament, George. Different tournaments have different rules. In league play, typically you don't see it at all. Tournaments, you see it very rarely. You see him make a ball change right there? Okay, he's going to the ball that he has had the most success with in his career. He's going with confidence now. My guess is he's going to hit this ball with every ounce of his body.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!
There's one.
Okay, you're absolutely right. It was an excellent shot, and the ball change did it. Let's watch it here. He's going to go at controlled power right over the 10th board. 1-3 pocket filled up. Everything's out of here. No doubt about that one. Pretty simple to explain what happens now.
A strike here, and we have a new king.
You're looking, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking, and Glen Meece is looking at a $500 ball. If he strikes, it's $500 more. A little sigh of relief. It's in the area. Does he like it or what?
Oh, that was superb.
He goes for it. He straps it right over the board that he wants to hit. The 1-3 pocket's filled up. The 10 pin is out of there. All he's got to do now is stay behind the line. Yeah.
Great reaction.
Stay behind the line. He does. Our new champion, Glen Meece. It's nice to see some reaction.
So Jim Beckler dethroned after 3 weeks by Glen Meece. Glen with a 207 to 199. He's our new champ. We'll be back to wrap it all up right after this.